Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Marvel Boy. A character that I am intimately familiar with. No, I have no idea who this character is. It's like half the Marvel characters are just some variation of the word Marvel and some other word. And I don't know if this is a famous character or not. I've literally never heard of him before and never seen him before prior to this figure. I'm curious, question of the day, are you guys familiar with this guy? And what do you think of him? I'm guessing he's from that generation that has a whole bunch of throwaway characters that nobody likes, but I don't know. All right, so this is actually an interesting release. It's got some surprisingly good stuff going on and some stuff that's not so good. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. All right, really quick before we get into the review, I want to look at my package and just show you that he does have just like a normal face. There's nothing particularly noticeable or weird about his face, just skin tone, eyes, hair, normal shape. Okay, keep that in mind. Alrighty, this guy stands about 6 3/8 inches. That's going to make him pretty close to 16.5 centimeters, probably just shy of that, just a touch shorter than Darwin. And now it's time for me to show you the weirdest looking head sculpt we've seen in a long time. His jaw is so wide, it looks like a Family Guy character. Or what's that, American Dad? Is that what that show is? Either one. His jaw is bigger than the rest of his head. It's bigger than the top of his head, including the hair poofing out. It's such a weird sculpt, and this realistic cartoon look they're going for is so strange. Giant anime eyes, realistic features, big red lips. It's just weird. And then the hair is gray with no shading. Take some of the effort on the face, make it more of a comic book look, and put some shading in the hair. It'll look better. Weird. Okay, let's look at the rest of the figure. It's a Sunfire body, which we know is good and bad, so I'm not going to harp on that too much, other than to say this is a perfect example of how if they had made this body better in the first place, we'd have so many better figures, because they reuse it so much. And like this guy, he's got a good paint job on him. It's a nice looking aesthetic. The character design lends itself to looking good, and they executed pretty well. But because we have the big thigh gap and the tiny shoulders, it throws off the look. This paint job is hiding it a lot, so lucky for them, but it would look even better if it didn't have the goofy shoulders and this goofy area and this goofy area. This paint job does a lot, and that's the one thing that really stands out. They did a great job with this white and green paint job. It's not perfect, but it does stand out as looking particularly nice. Nice clean lines. It's not perfect, like I said, but it does look really, really good. Detail paintwork on the shoulders, that looks nice enough. Arms, clean enough. No problems, really. Same thing for the boots. It looks pretty darn good. This is the amount of paint we should see on every figure. Whether it's painted like this and not shaded, or if there's less of a complex design and they don't need this kind of paint, then they need more shading, that kind of thing. This amount of paint per figure would be great. And then if they're going to reuse bodies, fine, just make them better in the first place, and I think everybody would be happy. This is a good looking figure other than the head sculpt and then the problems with the core body. So if we're just talking about new stuff, the head pulls it back and we'll call it like an 8, because this part all looks really nice. If we're counting the old sculpt, I'm still going to say it's only a 7 for Marvel Legends at 25 bucks. This is not an impressive thing, and that head sculpt is super duper goofy. It's a little bit big, and that jaw is humongous. In fact, if you knock the jaw down, it probably wouldn't look as big. But he still has a weird pinched face. Strange looking figure. Okay, as far as accessories go, he has his guns, which appear to receive blast effects from other figures, so that's kind of cool. He does hold them well. That's it. No alternate face, no alternate hands. He does have the trigger finger hands with vertical hinges. Thank you very much. I'm taking full credit for that. I started complaining about that, and they started doing it, and it probably has nothing to do with me. Just dumb luck, but I'm still taking credit for it. And that's it for accessories. So 2 out of 10, just the 2 guns, no alternate face. And considering the head sculpt is weird and his teeth are sticking out, he's doing like Instagram model face. An alternate head would have been nice. Would have been really nice. So yeah, that's kind of lame. Now as far as articulation goes, we've seen it all before, but we'll run it again real quick. He can look up, he can look down, you can go side to side. Ball peg is too high and pretty much useless. Butterfly joint on this guy does go back nicely. We've talked about this body like 4 times recently, I think maybe only 3. Doesn't go forward very far at all, but it does go back. You do get your full rotation out of that shoulder, and with a little bit of man strength, you can tuck that in and get the arm up better than horizontal. Bicep swivel is okay. Arms are still sculpted really weird. Range in the elbows is fine, and I already said the wrists are perfect for doing the shooties with his guns, so that's nice. Tight joint, that's fine, that's good. Ab crunch on this guy does go back, and it's painted most of the way through, so that's pretty good. A little bit of black poking through. Going forward, nothing needed. You do get pregnant as you lean back, but at least this costume design helps a little bit. Floaty belt is floaty, waist twist is twisty. Hips going out to the side. That one just went straight out there. There you go, almost full on splits. I don't know if they have different versions of this setup or not, but this one, I don't remember having full on splits in the hips. Maybe I'm going crazy. But that's really good range. And notice no drop down. Don't need it. Don't need it. Bring the leg forward. Doesn't go as far forward as I would like. They could have trimmed a little bit, but not bad. Not too much range going back. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee works pretty well, and the proportions much better on this mold. I've noted that before, so it makes the figure look even better. That's good. Boot swivel is a boot swivel. Foot goes all the way back. Pretty far forward, and a decent ankle rocker. Nothing new here other than maybe those hips. I don't remember that. But yeah, that's pretty good range for Marvel Legends figure. This is still one of the better posing bodies. It pretty much beats out the a lot of the Spider-Man figures, so that's worth noting. But yeah, articulation is good. I'll go 8 out of 10 for Marvel Legends standards. A few things could be better, but it's pretty solid. And now it's time for the final verdict. Well, considering most Marvel Legends don't pose that well and don't have any paint, this one's definitely ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, whatever the saying is. And he does have some unique accessories, definitely not enough accessories though, and we are still using a reused body, and the head sculpt is pretty weird. Yeah, for Marvel Legends standards, it's better than most, but they're still taking a couple steps back for every step forward. I'm gonna say this gets an 8 out of 10 for Marvel Legends. The paint job kind of saves it. Honestly, it looks pretty darn good. It hides a lot of the flaws of the body. So yeah, I'll go 8 out of 10. There it is. No more rambling, too much allergy medicine. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.